Wake up, people. It's 8 a.m. and a beautiful 14 degrees in Whitby, England. That's 60 degrees for all you Fahrenheit folks. You're listening to Lofi Poli Sci. Oh, yeah, it's Monday morning edition of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering, here to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? And we'll get you that local traffic report and your 5-day weather forecast in just a minute. But for now, straight to it, the news, fresh off that press. And right away, we return to the Middle East and Central Asia to update you on a story we covered last Monday. Afghanistan, my friends, that's right. Last week, the U.S. was doing airstrikes, holding the line against the Taliban, which had just taken 5 of 34 provincial capitals. And the U.S. said the capital city of Kabul was fine for quite some time. And wouldn't you know, 7 days later, the Taliban have taken over the entire country. The president and vice president of Afghanistan have left the country in self-imposed exile. And the Afghanistan military, Air Force, police, everyone that was supposed to fight the Taliban just disappeared. Question mark, question mark? I mean, really, how does the Taliban take over the country in, you could argue, under 1 month's time? Question mark, exclamation point, befuddlement, punctuation point, question mark? I mean, really, Lo-Fi listeners, there is much to discuss here. And that's why later in the week, our friend and political scientist, Dr. Robert Worth, is coming back on the show to talk to us about all the nitty-gritty that's happened and how exactly it happened so fast and where Afghanistan goes from here. So stay tuned for that. Now let's head to Southern Africa and to South America at the same time. But first, a question to you, Lo-Fi listeners out there. Have you ever been tired of, I don't know, people talking about elections, and in particular presidential elections, not being free and fair? You ever get tired of your president saying such things? Well, let me tell you, in the African country of Zambia, a presidential election has just taken place, and it doesn't look too good for incumbent President Edgar Lunga. So, of course, he says the election was rigged. It wasn't free and fair because, how could he lose? And in Brazil, the election for the president hasn't even taken place yet. It doesn't happen until October of 2022. And President Bolsonaro is saying it's going to be rigged because, wait for it, the country doesn't use paper ballots. And they won't switch to him. He tried to get a measure passed through the Brazilian Congress to switch from electronic to paper. But Congress, they said, no go, we ain't playing ball like that. So, of course, the election won't be truly free and democratic. And I think what President Bolsonaro really means is he knows he's going to lose, and he ain't happy. And it's funny, though it's not funny at all, how many presidents that lose democratic elections these days just refuse to go quietly into the night. Sheesh, we'll keep you updated on who's winning in Zambia and how it plays out, because really, there's most certainly a lot that can happen in just 7 days, oh yeah. Now, let's go ahead and switch gears to bring you that local Metro New Orleans traffic report. And for all you commuters out there this morning, and for all of you coming into the city from the North Shore, crossing the Causeway Bridge over Lake Pontchartrain, careful on that 20-minute drive over the bridge, as we do have 30% chance of rain this morning. Otherwise, it should be clear of fog. And if you're using the ferries across the Mississippi River, all ferries are operating this morning. A surprise indeed. For streetcar users, the Rampart St. Claude line seems to be having some difficulties. You should likely seek other means of public transit if you rely on that route. And be sure to check your local bus listings. At least 15 different routes are reporting delays or detours. Some stops are going to be skipped this morning. And if you're coming in from I-10 via Metairie, expect those normal delays around the Veterans Boulevard on-ramps. Hope no one gets in a wreck, and try to hit I-10 in between 9 to 11 a.m., and you should be fine. Or if you really want to avoid that traffic out there today, do yourself a favor. Take this Monday off. Stay home, sleep in, read a book, watch something. Take an extra day for your weekend. And that's your Metro Traffic Report. Now let's head over to South Africa, the country, to more presidential news and the trial of former President Jacob Zuma, which has been delayed. He was suddenly moved from prison to a hospital, and we were not told why that was. But he was moved and the trial was delayed. But now we're hearing the trial has to be delayed even longer as he is in surgery at the hospital. And we do not know what for. We don't know why he's having surgery. We don't know why he was moved to the hospital. Whole bunch of question marks here. People, this guy is about to pull a Houdini on us and do a disappearing act from the hospital to escape jail. Question mark? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but no one's talking right now. Keep an eye out on this one, my friends. Now let's move far west, over to the Caribbean nation of Haiti, who's tragically in the news again, and again, and again. It's just been over a month since Haiti's president was assassinated, to which there are still a lot of unanswered questions about that. And really, we're still second-guessing who's actually in control of the country. Then this Saturday, a massive earthquake with a 7.2 magnitude took place, the toll of which is simply too much. And now a tropical storm is headed toward the country. And let's not forget either, there's also a pandemic going on. I mean, you got to feel something for everything going on in Haiti. And, I can't tell you what to feel or how to feel or what you should be feeling. That's all about you. But for a country, for people, human beings, friends, and families, to go through so much in such a brief period of time, you got to feel something. We're thinking about you, Haiti, for sure. And for our last story of the day, I want to talk about us and the news that many of us are going through right now. The semester is starting up. Schools everywhere, kindergartens, elementary, junior highs, high schools, universities. Life is getting back up and out there through all the craziness that's still going on. Things are kicking off. People are starting new careers all over the place. People are changing careers, studying for big exams coming up, having new babies, taking care of little infants. I mean, life is going forward. Life is getting big. And as these things, as all of us speed up, they will inevitably get messy. But let me tell you something. There ain't no more messy Mondays. No, not for us. Instead, the way we're choosing to think, the way we're choosing to breathe, to live, every Monday is an opportunity from now on. Every day a chance to be more than we were yesterday. Some day this week is going to suck. That's for damn sure. In every country in the world and every person's life on the planet. One day this week is going to be messy. But we don't have to let those days define who we are. We as human beings, we're not defined by our tragedies. We're defined by our triumphs over our tragedies. We're not defined by our mishaps and mistakes. We're measured by our compassion for others. So as life starts back up again for so many of us, for all of us, as things get crazy, which they always do, be compassionate out there in the world. Be understanding. Be patient. Simply be a human being, Lo-Fi listener. And that is your Monday morning edition of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Tuesday's Top 10 with writer, director, bookseller, and Hipsville AD's Gregory Day. And stick around later in the week for Dr. Robert Worth coming on to talk about that situation in Afghanistan. And look out for Saturday's issue of Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci and our theme this week, What's in a New Beginning? Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Pickering, signing off. Oh, no, wait, I completely forgot. Your 5-day weather forecast for New Orleans. It's 8 a.m. and it's 82 degrees, but feels like 90. It's damn hot. And for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all week long, high temperatures of about 90 degrees with lows of about 80 degrees. And between 25 to 40% cloudy with a chance of meatballs. It's hot, it's humid, it's summer in New Orleans. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.